I heard you guys like dark things. That's why today we're taking a look at the Z390 Dark. And we're gonna talk about the sexiness, that is the Z390 Dark from EVGA. But before that, we need to thank our sponsor, and that is Corsair, and brought to you by their new high-performance desktops. Learn more about the Corsair One PC in the description below. Okay, so the Z390 Dark, another collaboration obviously between EVGA and Vince Kingpin. This is an overclocking board. Okay, so EVGA has had the classified series, but the Dark is something they brought back. We've obviously seen it with the X299 Dark. That's what we've been using with our 7980XE and our 9980XE motherboard. But mainstream, obviously with there being more cores and more threads and multi-threaded monsters that are coming out on both AMD and Intel, obviously this is EVGA's Intel design for overclocking of like 9900K, 9700K, or any 9th gen mainstream processor. Now you might notice, this has got an extremely robust VRM or digital power delivery for the CPU, but it's rotated in a very awkward position. It's got this huge cutout right here for 90-degree power cables, 24 pin, and of course 2 8-pin UPS, and the RAM is sitting up here at the top. And what they found was this allowed for, one, a very clean design in terms of power, but you're not splitting the power separate from each other. So normally you'd have the 24 pin over here and the 8-pin somewhere up here, and then you'd have memory over here, and you have these weird cross, motherboards falling over. You have this weird cross traces on top of each other, or going around, routing weird paths around the board. They basically said if we rotate this 90 degrees, we can make a much cleaner design, a much shorter design for both memory, power plugs, power delivery, those two powers. And they found that this was better for overclocking. So we haven't actually tested this. We hope to do something with this in the near future, but it's got a very overbuilt VRM. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, or I can't count. 16 phase power? I don't know what that split between memory and CPU, but it's got a lot. And look at all of them diodes. Look at that. It's got so many doodads that you're guaranteed to get a good score. But it is an incredibly over-designed, in a good way, motherboard. 10-layer PCB, high content gold pins, 16 phase power. Now, a lot of people might look at this and go, why are there only 2 RAM slots? Well, obviously, if you've never dealt with overclocking, when you have a lot of RAM sticks, that puts more stress on the memory controller, which can limit your overclocks on your CPU. So it's just 1 slot per channel, meaning that this is obviously designed for motherboard overclocking rather than straight up like desktop workstation solutions with high amounts of RAM. So you could do 2 8 gig sticks or even 2 16 gig sticks and have 32 gigs of RAM in this. But as you can see right here, 2 M.2 slots right next to each other in between the PCI Express 16X, 4X, and other 16X. It's really well thought out. So I do want to get my hands on this and do some testing with this. We never really pushed the 9900K at all in terms of overclocking. So we get our hands on one of these, maybe we'll do some LN2 on that as well. We've got 3 BIOS on this motherboard, so if we brick a BIOS, we've got a couple to back us up. So guys, tell me what you think of the Z390 Dark. It's been a while since we've seen the Dark name, and obviously with the latest Intel launches, EVGA has brought back that lineup. But I just felt that this motherboard was worth climbing into bed with. And I would probably climb into bed with any motherboard because I'm just that much of a tech nerd, but I digress, guys. Thanks for watching today's video at CES 2019, and a huge thanks to Corsair for sponsoring our trip. Check out the Corsair One desktop PC in the link in the description below. I'm gonna tuck this guy in here. Hold on. There we go, little fella. We'll see you soon.